Sharon's on a rampage right now. Her mind keeps playing games with her, and it might really take a dark turn. If our speculations are right, Lucy's life might be in danger. And with Adam and Chelsea's secret coming out soon, will Sally sleep with Billy as revenge? Let's find out right away.
Hey everyone, welcome to TrendStreet.
Sharon, played by Sharon Case, is about to go on a wild ride on The Young and the Restless. Even though the ever-obsessive Cameron Kirsten, played by the fabulous Lyndon Ashby, is technically out of the picture, his ghost, or rather, Sharon's haunted mind, is bringing him back in full force. Yes, Cameron isn't really back from the dead, but he's making himself at home in Sharon's head, and that's going to lead her down some very dark and twisted paths. Cameron's return, even as a hallucination, is a bad omen. If history has taught us anything about Cameron, it's that when he's around, things are going to get ugly real fast. Remember, this is the guy who tried to kill Sharon and Nick, almost killed Faith with a bomb, and wreaked all sorts of havoc during his time in Genoa City. Now, even though he's not physically present, his memory is alive and well in Sharon's mind, and that can only mean trouble. So, what's on the horizon for Sharon as she grapples with these memories? Well, it's not looking good for anyone close to her, especially if they get caught in the crossfire. Take Lucy Romalotti for instance. We've seen Lucy hanging out with Faith, and even having a little underage drinking. Now, imagine Cameron creeping into Sharon's thoughts, convincing her that the only way to keep Faith safe is to get rid of Lucy altogether. I mean, it's a scary thought, but one that seems right in line with where this story might be heading. Sharon has been through the ringer when it comes to losing her children. The memory of losing Cassie still haunts her, and that trauma could easily be twisted by Cameron's ghost into something much darker. Since Daniel was there with Cassie when they crashed, Faith hanging out with his daughter, Lucy, could bring out some bad thoughts. Sharon might start believing that she needs to take drastic action to protect Faith, even if it means hurting someone else's child in the process. Of course, no one really wants to see another young girl like Lucy meet a tragic end, but this is Y&R, and they're not afraid to push the envelope when it comes to dramatic storytelling. But if it's not Lucy who faces the consequences, who might be next on the chopping block? One interesting possibility is Heather. She has been on the fringes of the action since she returned to Genoa City, but she hasn't had much to do. This could be the perfect opportunity to bring her into the spotlight, only to snatch it away in the most dramatic way possible. Heather could step in to protect Lucy, or perhaps even try to help Sharon when she sees her spiraling out of control. But what if her intervention backfires, leading to her own death? Sharon's guilt over what happened to Cassie has never fully gone away, and if she ends up being responsible either directly or indirectly for Heather's death, it could set off a whole new wave of trauma and regret. And let's not forget about Daniel. Sharon still harbors some resentment toward Daniel over Cassie's death. And if this story takes the direction we think it might, Daniel could end up blaming Sharon for whatever goes down. Imagine the drama if Daniel loses someone he cares about, like Heather or Lucy, because of Sharon's unraveling mental state. It could lead to a whole new level of conflict between these two, with Daniel torn between his old guilt and his new anger. If Heather does end up being the one to pay the ultimate price, it could be a way to send her character out with a bang. Her death would be a game changer for Daniel and Lucy, leaving them to pick up the pieces and deal with the emotional fallout. Plus, it would ramp up the tension in the storyline, as Sharon grapples with the consequences of her actions, or her lack of control over them. So, where does this all leave Sharon? In a very dark place, to say the least. The next few months are going to be rough for her for sure. Whether or not anyone dies, Sharon's behavior is going to be unsettling at best, and downright terrifying at worst. So, buckle up, because things are about to get intense in Genoa City. And who knows? By the time it's all over, Sharon might not be the only one haunted by what happens next. In other news, there's another hookup on the horizon. Even if you weren't paying close attention, the show made it pretty clear that there's something brewing between two characters who haven't exactly been best buddies before. Now, it's not like these two have never crossed paths before. And if you're confused about who we're talking about, it's Sally and Billy. These two were hardly more than acquaintances before, but things have changed. Thanks to their so-called better halves of a partner, Adam and Chelsea. These two have been spending loads of time together due to their son's OCD, which is totally understandable. But with Adam and Chelsea frequently out of town to take care of Connor, Billy and Sally have found themselves left behind. and as they've started crossing paths more often, they've also begun to compare notes on what's going on. What's interesting here is that the audience is already in on a secret. Adam and Chelsea had a one-night stand while in Baltimore, and they're doing a pretty poor job of hiding it. Both Billy and Sally have noticed that something's been off with their partners ever since that trip, and their suspicions only grew when they tried to confront Adam and Chelsea about it at Crimson Lights. Instead of easing their worries, Chelsea let slip that she wanted to leave the fear and guilt in the past, which only made things worse. It's clear that she's struggling to keep her emotions in check, and her slip-up only raised more red flags. With Adam and Chelsea back in Baltimore to pick up Connor again, it seems like trouble is just around the corner. The inevitable explosion of their cheating scandal is bound to have devastating consequences, especially for Connor. But while all this drama has been brewing, Billy and Sally have grown closer, bonding on a deeper level. A key moment that brought Billy and Sally closer happened when Sally was grieving the one-year anniversary of her and Adam's baby, Ava's, death. Billy, who has also experienced the heartbreaking loss of his own daughter, Delia, was able to relate to her pain in a way that few others could. This shared experience took their relationship to another level, with Billy comforting Sally in his arms. In soaps, that's a pretty big signal that something's about to happen. If you think back, Adam and Chelsea started getting closer in a similar way when they were both focused on Connor's struggles. Now, Billy and Sally might have one more pain they both can relate to, and that is getting cheated on. When they both find out they got betrayed by their partner when they trusted them blindly, putting their faith in them, it's going to hurt them real bad. So, maybe that connection might lead them to find comfort in each other, which leads to them hooking up too. Or maybe they will take their revenge too by sleeping with each other. You know, like tit for tat. It looks like the writers of Young and Restless are definitely setting the stage for Billy and Sally to turn to each other as they deal with the fallout from Adam and Chelsea's betrayal. The chemistry between them is just undeniable at this point, and the circumstances have paved the way for them to become more than just friends. When the secret comes out in the open, it's going to mess everyone up. Adam needs to know, Sally gave him last chance when she got together with him. And for Billy, he was always there for Chelsea, more than Chelsea ever was. He even saved her from killing herself. So, if this is how they get repaid for giving all their love and trust to their partner in time of need, they might just end up doing something they wouldn't have normally done. So, what do you think? Are you on board with this potential new couple, even if it's just casual? Well, it's more of like a couple switch. Anyways, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments down below.
Thank you for checking this video out. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for new videos every day. Turn that bell notification on if you want to hear from us, and comment down below if you've subscribed, and we'll make sure to reply and thank as many of you as we possibly can.